Attorney General Bill Barr says the Justice Department has found no evidence of a voter or election fraud, and the campaign is fighting back. Let's bring in our good friend, Mayor Rudy Guiliani, who's heading the fight, the legal fight on behalf of President Trump. Mr. Mayor, were you as shocked, I guess, as anyone hearing the Bill Barr statement that came out this week? What were your thoughts when you heard it? What do you think was behind it?
I guess I was shocked because he hasn't investigated anything. So I don't know how he would have found evidence of fraud. At least he hasn't investigated 300 or 400 witnesses who have direct evidence of fraud, and they've subjected them to affidavits under oath. I have a group of them. The campaign has a group of them. And then private lawyers all over America. I mean, there are about 10 private lawsuits with their own group of affiants, you would call them, people who have sworn under oath that votes were stolen in their presence. Hundreds of votes were marked down for Biden all in a row. Machines were fed Biden ballots 10 times in a row. In the case of Pennsylvania, it's outrageous. 882,770 votes were cast secretly without any Republican inspection. You can be sure they were almost all for Joe Biden. It's the only way you could have caught up. And now we have this truck coming from Bethpage delivering ballots, another 300,000. Honestly, you want to know why? They didn't have enough ballots to steal. What happened in Pennsylvania is he got too far out ahead. They never expected to be 800,000 votes ahead. They didn't have enough ballots to make up for it. So they had to go get more ballots.
So Mr. Mayor, why would Bill Barr make a statement? A lot of people, look, no matter where you stand on the political spectrum, there are those who say, okay, it's time, it's time to call Joe Biden the president-elect. And there are those who say, if there's even one instance of fraud, we need to continue to investigate to make sure there's not systemic fraud. But the question is, Mr. Mayor, the Department of Justice, you'd want, as an American citizen, not as a Republican or Democrat, you'd want your Department of Justice investigating these claims of voter fraud, wouldn't we? And why would
I would have wanted them to investigate? I would have wanted them to investigate when Brennan sent the letter to President Obama, basically saying that Hillary developed the Russian collusion in order to cover up her crimes with the computer. I'd like if they had investigated that. I wouldn't have minded if they had investigated the Biden hard drive, which would have revealed about $40-50 million in bribes from China. I would have liked it if they had investigated some of the improprieties involving children on the hard drive. They didn't seem to even do that. So I can't speak for the FBI. I'm baffled, completely baffled. I mean, I have
so let me do this.
I have witnesses, and I say to them,
ahead.
"You want me to turn it over to the FBI?" And they laugh at me. They laugh at me. I said, "We could turn this over to the FBI." They said, "Well, no, I'm not going to go to the FBI." I don't know what's happening.
So, Mr. Mayor, let's fast forward here. You're now looking for the Supreme Court to get involved, to step in and say, we're going to take a look at this. What do you think this is? Do you think this is going to actually happen? And if so, when?
I do. Here's what I'm doing right now. I appeared yesterday before the Senate, and then I met with the Senate and the House in Arizona, and I asked them to exercise their power under Article 2, Section 1, Clause 2 of the Constitution, which makes the state legislature, they have the plenary power to determine the presidential election. And I'm making a plea to them, and now today, shortly, in Michigan, and tomorrow in Atlanta, that they should take over these investigations, and they should take over this process, because it's been irretrievably corrupted. There's no longer just one or two acts of corruption. There are acts of corruption all over the country. They're all similar. You'd have to be a fool not to realize that this was part of a plan or scheme when it's carried out the same way in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, in Detroit, in Las Vegas, in Milwaukee. I mean, you'd have to be an idiot not to realize that this is part of a conspiracy and a plan to steal the election. And why the Justice Department doesn't see that, I mean, I was in that department for 17 years, and I guess I am in a state of total amazement at their behavior over the last 4 years.
All right, Mr. Mayor, we're going to leave it there and appreciate your time. And again, you're a busy man. You'll be making your plea to the Michigan.
At 6 o'clock tonight.
That's right. We're going to watch that, and we'll bring you back, Mr. Mayor. And good luck with all your endeavors.
Powerful witnesses you haven't heard before, including an insider from the Democratic Party who knows all the corruption in Detroit.
Very good. Okay, we'll keep our eye out for that, Mr. Mayor. Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Thank you, sir.
Good.